who Taylor Holder is?
I don't.
He's some TikToker, has like 20 million followers. He was in our fucking gym today.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, because do you guys know who Struggle or Jelly Roll is?
Yeah.
They're from the area and they're really good. They come in all the time. So I think he reached out to them, so they brought him in. I was like, Jesus Christ. I've seen you probably seen the kid's face before. He used to live in Cali and now he lives in Nashville, I guess. But it's just kind of funny. I
Yeah,
was like going to piss and turn the corner. I was like, where the fuck have I seen this kid before?
I saw that reminds me of when I saw Nick Walker.
Oh,
Like I didn't say anything to him, even though I wanted to be like, dude, Nick, yo, what's up? But I never
mhm.
said anything.
I feel like I used to see him at Powerhouse, and
Oh,
then I
bro, he
think
used to come in all the time.
yeah, that's
Yep,
what, yeah, but it was
that's
like
where I
when I
saw him.
first started going there. But dude, I mean, that guy's jacked, man. He looks, he
Dude,
looks,
He got
he
stretch
looks
marks
like a
on stretch
litter.
marks.
Yeah, he looks like a specimen, like
his
literal
veins are
specimen.
like this, like
Sharp.
an inch thick.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm like in his legs, I'm like, oh my God, that just it looks like it like
yeah.
looks
Hurts to
like it
exist.
hurts.
To just
Yeah.
exist.
Yeah. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, dude.
Um, but yeah,
His
good
his
for
transfer
like
yeah, his transformation photos are crazy too. If you see his like his transformations,
Mhm.
it's they're nuts, man. Like
it shows if you put in the work, it
what you can
muscle
do.
grows. Muscle
Yeah.
fucking grows.
Anything's capable. I've also seen his training videos. So if you want to look like that, watch his training videos. The guy trains
Yeah.
like a monster.
And
Yeah.
perfect form. Perfect form with everything.
Yeah, he does. He does.
Which brings us to today's podcast. And that's this guy, what's his name, Brando?
So his name is Shizzy,
I don't know his real name.
influencer. Don't know his real name. I know his TikTok name is Shizzy. Super well known in the TikTok world and in the social media world. He really blew up. I kind of followed him before he really blew up big, but he's big time now, and he's very well known in the fitness community.
No.
And now what's going viral is he's saying, if I got it right, he's saying that he's not on gear and everybody's thinking he is on gear.
Yeah. He got blood work, but you can clear your shit. Like it's not that hard. Like if you're smart and you have someone in your corner, which he probably has like a million followers now, so you know people if he really wanted to would be helping him out.
But even with blood work, you could get on gear and then you could come off cycle or you could go on a cruise and
Yep.
then your blood work comes back looking normal. It's
Yeah.
like, okay, even if you could have been on it in the past and then you came off of it. I mean,
Yeah.
and this is when we talked about this topic, the first thing I thought about is in my head, who gives two fucks? Because
Exactly.
if you're on gear, right, and you get your gains are there, right? It's not just the gear. Like we know what kind of work you have to put in to get the results of
Yeah.
gaining muscle. So it's like there's some people out there that do a shit ton of like a huge cycle, this, that, the other thing, but look like shit
Yeah.
because they're not putting they think it's just going to take over. No, in that case it's just going to be bad for your health.
Yeah.
So if you're on gear, why are you denying it? Just be true to it, because at the end of the day you're still putting in the work to get the results and to look the way you want to look even on gear.
Yeah.
So in my opinion, I think it's bullshit. Like just fucking say it.
Yeah.
So this is the thing though. So Caleb has a different perspective. I know last time we talked, you guys weren't here for that. Caleb had mentioned, and I'll let him kind of say his spiel on it. Caleb had mentioned he believes that Shizzy has taken gear and that, maybe he had planned the blood work out accordingly.
Yeah.
Um, but I will say this: if I'm following him from the get go, he is a very a very up like forward guy. He talks a lot about like any questions people have about him.
Yeah.
And yes, the natural verse on year is like the big question that lures around him. But in my perspective, I think that his physique can be obtained naturally. I think that he actually is a natural, and I don't think that he is taking gear. And I think that if he was, he was the type of person who would most certainly be up for it about it. But he showed pictures of his pop's physique, and he was an old bodybuilder, and the guy was humongous. So the genetics are there. He's a big guy. He's probably around, how tall are you, Caleb? He's probably around your height.
6'2". Yeah.
Yeah, he's around 6'2", 6'3". So he's got a big frame to put on that muscle, and he's got a really good base. Even before he was working out, you see his old photos, he was still a big dude, but now he's a monster.
Let's see. What's his name? Let's see.
Just type in Shizzy. He'll pull up.
Shizzy TikTok.
My thing is, it's not even just what his frame looks like. It's the fact that like I told you last time with his history, like he would be on social media for a second when he looked good, and then he would disappear for a big chunk of time, and then he would come back looking better, and then disappear for a big chunk of time. And I actually dug a little deeper, and he's ex-military. He's still in the military, but one time when he was on base, he went to go get blood work and say he was going to post up the results, and then he never did.
But you did see that he did get when he went to Alpha Land, which is going to be another topic we talk about today. When he went to Alpha Land, because there's a lot of influencers that are part of that gym. A lot of the big influencers work out. They move to that area for the gym. Yeah. They drug tested him. They are the ones who pursued the drug test. He did the drug test for the people, and he's famous on TikTok for catching people in lies who say they're not on gear.
Yeah, TNF.
He did it for him, and everything came back clean. But I understand your point that can be manipulated. But he would have to go out of his way. He would have to have just got lucky, or the timing was just perfect for it to go to a guy who breaks the blood work down to a T. That's what he does for his viewership, and he's saying everything looks clean, but he also mentioned, while breaking down the video, some things that you had mentioned as well.
Caleb, you have to allow screen sharing, it says.
Oh.
Yeah, I had it pulled up too, Robbie, but you got one? You got one pulled up?
Yeah, I got one. Not like the whole thing of like if he's on gear or not, but I have just a normal video of him I can pull up.
See if it'll let you. I just hit multiple participants can share.
Yeah, I got it here.
Okay.
All right, let's take a look, man.
All right, here we go. You guys can see that?
Yep.
All right, let's see what this guy's about.
Okay, so androgen receptors in men are naturally higher amounts in your traps, your delts, and some people genetically their arms. Obviously, this guy is genetically blessed. So the reason that another reason I say that is just his fucking traps are huge. I'm not saying genetically he can't be blessed there as well, but there are more androgen receptors usually there. That's why even if guys look like shit and they're on gear and they're eating like shit, if they're working out, usually
their traps blow up because because in your spine, that's the first after you shoot it. It's the androgen receptors are the first thing in your spine right there.
Yeah,
but to be honest with you,
say it, Robbie. Say it, Robbie. Say it.
I think he's natty because you know what,
his physique is obtainable.
When you're that lean, right, and you're on gear, your veins are just crazy. And this guy has he has some veins in his forearms and stuff, but the vascularity is not there, to be honest with you. So he's big, he has shoulders it just looks like this guy just has, in my opinion, amazing genetics, pushes heavy weight, and has the gains.
He competed in his first show. He placed second place. It was crazy because that's when you can really see that bodybuilding is judged completely differently than every sport. Because if you would have put those two guys next to each other and asked anybody who has the better physique, they would have said him. But this smaller guy that was next to him, his posing, the way that he could show off what he had was much better than Shizzy, and that showed his novice in the obviously in the bodybuilding world,
How
but he
old is
got
this kid?
second place. I'm not sure how old he is. I think he's around.
He's
He's
early
around.
20s, I
I
think.
think he's 20. I think he's 27, 26. I
And it's
think.
going, this kid is going viral because what did he say in a TikTok? Like, oh, I'm
No,
No,
it's
Natty.
he completely claims Natty. He only answered to the people who claimed he is not a natural. Like he claims that he is the Natty. He's the Natty King.
Oh, like that's his
yeah.
I'm the Natty
Well,
King. Okay.
I saw him blow up just because of like his training videos. People started going ham over, and then people were like, "Oh, he's not natural," and then that took him over the edge too. I think.
To explain himself. And then he's big,
Yeah.
like he did make a one very long video, like talking about like how like basically how much it bothers him that he's basically saying like I don't do this for me. Like I started making a page and I wanted to um like motivate people that are lost. He was like, because I've been there, I've been there, and I wasn't being the best version of myself. And he was drug overdose. I mean, like
Oh wow.
he was a big druggie. um he was bouncing around job to job. He had a bunch of stuff to say.
Yeah.
But and he basically was like called out all the people that continuously say that he's lying. He's like, I don't do this for any other reason except to motivate, so I have no reason to lie like about anything.
Yeah, and I would believe that. I would believe that honestly. But
Yeah.
there comes a point where your physique could only get so far naturally, in my opinion. Like no matter you could keep bulking after getting your blood glucose super low, and then you could gain more weight, more weight, more weight. But if you're trying to get onto like on stage against all these fucking guys, like and you're Natty, like him versus let's say C-Bomb or any of those guys, like
Hmm.
it'll be tough. It'll be
Yeah.
tough, but not saying
So
you can't be Natty and compete. You absolutely can, and you
yeah.
absolutely could win. But when you get to that point, you can't like to go to the O. It's
Mhm.
like all these guys are juiced up. How are you going to get there?
Yeah. So here's my thing. Think about it like this: from again, this guy could be super blessed. He's tall, right?
Yes, yes, he's a tall guy.
What happens to natty dudes that are over 6 foot that start leaning out for a bodybuilding competition? They
The
get
legs.
stringy, they get
Yeah.
fucking flat, they lose a lot.
Me
So
right now.
yeah. I mean, you were what, 270 and you had to cut down to what?
275. I'm now at 219.
Okay. So
That's
you
crazy.
see what I'm saying? Like, see that big drop. Now, I'm not saying this guy doesn't walk around naturally lean. He probably fucking does because military does that to you a lot of the times. But what I'm saying is, like, even when he competes, he's still full. You see what I'm saying? Like, usually guys that are that tall, when they are natural and they compete and they get into that nitty gritty last fucking, they start losing it all. And he doesn't. So again, he could just have really full muscle bellies, be genetically blessed, train hard. And like, even, I don't even fucking discredit him. Even if he was like, yeah, I take a gram of gear, I'd be like, well, you probably need to fucking check your shit more. But you know what I
But yeah,
mean?
you're right that you get soft. You get like
And
a
you get
soft
stringy.
look.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the only way you get that back is like that week out, 2 weeks out before
Mhm.
the show when your coach just throws in
Yeah.
carb loads you.
So,
But yeah.
So no,
again,
that's a good topic on Shizzy, man. Other than that, I think we can all agree he seems like a really cool guy.
He seems like
Um,
he works his ass off.
he
And
yeah.
works
and we
his
all could
ass
agree
off.
with that.
Yes, works his ass off in the gym. Has a great physique. I love his what his why. I love his why.
Yeah.
Love the reason. I think that's a big thing for me, and the reason why I was watching him even before. He's big on anime. Uses a lot of anime sounds.
Yeah.
Super motivational to me. Talks a lot about his faith and his religion. So I think he's a really cool guy. One of my favorite influencers. But yeah, the whole natty gear thing, I think there's plenty of people who lie about being on gear. And I don't really see the reason why, but I would say that he is definitely not that type of person. I think that's just, you
Yeah.
just basically
The
want
only
to say like,
reason
yeah, I'm
why
natty.
I would understand if somebody lies is because like their job or like you know what I mean if somebody's videotaping in the gym are you natty or not and their job isn't or their job, it could ruin like their in their place of work or whatever it is, like then I would understand that. I get that, like lie to the video, you
Yeah.
know. But if
Most
you're gonna
people,
sit back and just like tell all your boys and everything, like why, you know?
yeah, no, and I think the big thing on that, Robbie, is, and I could be wrong, I think that there's plenty of different reasons why somebody would lie, but I think the main reason why people would not be upfront about it is because you look at it as a form of cheating.
Yeah.
People look at it as a form of cheating. So when you tell people, when you've made good progression, right? You're making really good progression, and everyone's like, man, what are you doing? You're looking so good. Oh yeah, man, I started actually my first cycle. I did my first cycle, or I just started up a cycle. I'm doing some gear right now. Then it's like, you
Immediately
don't want to feel
discredit
discredited. You don't
Yeah.
want to be, you don't want to be discredited for, it's like, oh, you're on that. Oh, I would probably look like that too then if I hopped on that, So I think that's one of the reasons why people sway from just being upfront about it. But for me
Yeah.
personally, and for what we do, it's very important to be upfront to people so
Yeah.
they know what can be obtained, what is not attainable. And everyone's different. Everyone's different. People are highly receptive, to my understanding, to gear, versus some people, they don't have the same benefits as some of the people who are hyper responsive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it does
And
something different to everybody.
no matter what, and if people are gonna discourage people that are on gear and stuff and that are competing and stuff like that, it's like those types of people don't realize what bodybuilders go through.
Yeah.
They don't. Like what I'm going through right now, and not to like make anybody feel bad for me or like even myself. Like it's so, I keep telling myself right now, like as my coach is upping my cardio, pulling my food, it is so easy to feel bad for myself. And it's so easy to be like just sit there and just feel bad for myself. And it's so easy to make other people try, like make them feel bad for me, but instead I'm just pushing that all aside, and I'm like, I'm not going to feel bad for myself. I'm not going to like tell people where I'm at and stuff like that, but because I don't want them to feel bad. Like I'm not doing this for people to feel bad for me. I'm doing this because I want to do well.
Yeah.
But when people discourage for being on gear, those types of people don't realize that we're doing 2 hours of cardio a day. They don't realize that we're taking in only 1,800 calories when our normal calories are like what, 3,500 to 4,000 calories a day.
Yeah.
They don't realize that we haven't had a cheeseburger.
No,
now
not the
you can feel bad.
cheeseburger.
Now you
Not
can
the
feel bad for
cheeseburger.
me.
No,
But
I want to
really,
give
like
you
even
no, I want to give you your flowers, Robbie. You've been really good about the whole process, man. Haven't slowed down a bit, keeping the motivation high. I would say the motivation is even higher, honestly, with the state you've been in. But no, man, you definitely deserve your flowers. You're looking good, still got a lot of time left, and haven't made any excuses, and that's a big thing. It's so, like you said, it's so easy to just start talking about like how hard everything is, how hard it is, but you have to turn the I have to's into I get to's. Like not everyone has this opportunity you have to go out there and win the show and give it your all. And that's what you're doing.
exactly,
You told me when I was out
exactly,
there, I just want to, even if I don't do well, like in the judging, if I don't do well, I want to be able to look myself in the mirror and say, I did every single thing that I could do before I stepped on that stage to give it my all. And yeah, that's what you've been doing, dude. So you deserve your flowers, bro. You're gonna do really well
thank you, bro,
on your
thank you.
stuff.
And that's what I also keep telling, like, no, I'm hungry as hell, man. I'm so hungry. Like I'm feeling the hunger pains and stuff like that. But even at 1,900 calories, I'm eating more food than some people out there that don't get to have 5 meals a day. Don't get to have 5 protein meals a day. Yeah, I might not have too much carb right now, but I'm still eating, I'm still able to eat. And that's the number one thing I keep telling myself, like, hey, you're low energy, everything's like hurting right now. But at least I am, number one, waking up every day breathing, and number two, I still get to have some food on and a roof over my head. And this like talking like this is kind of like, dude, like what's going crazy? But like you really do, like through a prep, think about this kind of stuff, because like you kind of have to.
You're grateful. Fuck for everything.
Grateful. Fuck that. You give up you give up your personal life, your sleep shit, and but it's a blessing to be able to do it, and even though it's hard, I still fucking love it.
Yeah.
But
Nah, bro,
anyway, that
you
brings
look
me
freaking
to
great.
people
You look freaking
discouraging
great.
that. Thank you, man. Thanks. I'm flat as hell. I can't wait to see what the carbs do, but this is grind time. So uh Brando, what else did you say? We were going to talk about alpha league,
Yeah,
alpha
so
gym.
yeah, we talked I mentioned it briefly when we were talking about Shizzy. But yeah, just there's a big gym right now. You know, a lot of people go out there to get content. They got a really good culture. I believe they even have their own clothing brand.
They do. It's
They
Alpha
do, right?
Elite. Alpha
Alpha
Elite.
Elite.
Yeah,
Yeah, they
alpha.
have
This is all Alpha Land, right?
Yeah.
this is Alpha Land Gym in Texas. I'm pretty sure it's in Houston. Could be
Right outside.
right outside of Houston. Yeah. But it gets a lot of love and it looks like a really dope place to train. Cool setup. Looks like a lot of big, you know, TikTokers are in there, a lot of people who are in the influence world.
Bro,
I don't know if it's much more of an influencer gym than like
It
an
is.
actual like
So
I
would
don't
we
know if
like
like
working out there? Would you
we
like
I
working out
want it.
there?
I
I
want it.
no
don't think I would either.
no, this would be a gym like you
Bro, they got fucking computers upstairs, so after you're done filming, you can go edit your shit.
yeah, see
Yeah.
it's a different type of
Really
it's
good
made
marketing
for
on their
influence.
end.
I know,
Yeah,
right?
it's the perfect gym for what they're trying to do, but like
Yeah.
Robbie, you would be super annoyed in there. Oh my god, Robbie would
Yeah.
Robbie would hate it.
I would be
Robbie would
done. I
hate
won't
it.
even walk in.
Yeah, Robbie would hate it. Caleb wouldn't like it. Me personally, you know, I would be cool with going in there and for, you know, every now and then, but like my home gym, I don't like really being, I don't know if about you guys, but I just like, I got to lock in. I got to zone in. I'm trying to get in. I'm trying to get out.
Mhm.
And I don't really do a lot of chatting in the gym. It
Mhm.
kind of annoys me. So
Yep, same.
being there, you know that it's an extremely social,
Yeah.
extremely social environment. So,
And that's all right. It's just not for us.
Yeah, yeah, and
yeah.
especially, hey, don't get me wrong, like Brando, when we used to go to what was that gym called out in Vanguard, yeah. When we used to go there, I used to love recording because I was bulking, I was a fucking pushing heavy weight, and I love that, you know, I love that. But right now, when it's like when I'm in the zone right now, I don't even want to bring my phone in, like, because I don't even want to. I don't like listening to music right now. I don't want to even listen to music, which is crazy because once I hear my phone go ding, like I want to look at it the whole time, and I don't want to, you know. So I want to leave my phone out, and but don't get me wrong, like there's some days where I'm like, dude, I want to record today, but lately no.
Yeah,
Definitely
well,
not.
yeah. But I would argue that right now, Robbie would be your best videos, though. Right now is
You're
when like a
shredded,
lot of the
bruh.
people, yeah, you're a shredman. So
It is, and I agree. Like I and it's so funny because right now I don't have the energy to even like record. Like the only time the only time I have the energy is just like posing in the mirror because I feel like the mind muscle connection after you're getting it pumped and stuff and
Yeah.
then going into your posing, like you can really feel it. But
Mm.
that's the only time. Other than that, like I'm literally right now, my strength training, I'm in and I'm out like real quick because it's like the only energy I have is to go through and like feel that muscle, the mind muscle connection, really push it and then get the fuck out. 5 workouts and like maybe my strength training is like an hour tops
yeah,
right now.
yeah.
You know. So yeah, that's what's going on now. But
But Alpha Land, yeah. So would we go? Would we train there full time? Probably not. But like, is it a gym that I'd
it-
like to visit someday
Yeah.
and just check out
yeah.
and lift at? Hell yeah, man. Like
Yeah, I would love that.
I'm all about trying out a new gym. And there's definitely probably people in there that are just like us, you know, it's like they're in there because of the gym, because it is a really good gym, and because maybe that it's why do any of us go to most of the gyms we go to? Because of
Atmosphere.
how far are they away? You know, how far are they away? Can I are they, is it easily accessible for me? So there's probably some guys in there that's probably not their optimum training environment, but you know, you can make it work. Like
But I
we'd
see
have a
the
good time.
equipment. The equipment on TikTok looks insane.
Yeah,
Like
it's
it looks
nice.
amazing.
Big area, good sweat. Looks like they open up those like garage doors, kind of like Vanguard does.
Hmm.
So you have like an outdoor area too. None of us have been, right?
No, I went to Houston. I was gonna go, and then something fell through. But they have multiple buildings now. So there's like gym 1, 2, and 3, I think, on the property.
I've been to Dallas
Basketball
and
court.
Austin. I've never been to Houston.
Yeah, we could
Not a
we
great
should
city.
definitely do a trip.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
I love the vibes in Texas. Like
Yeah,
it's a
same.
different vibe, right? Like the
I've
Mhm.
heard that.
people and it's I really like it. I do.
Yeah.
Is it hotter down
Cowboy
there
hats.
or in Florida?
It's
I
a
think in the
different
summer it could get pretty hot. Yeah, down there.
It looks like it's hot in Texas,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
It ain't as bad as Arizona, like that dry heat, but it's still fucking hot.
Yeah, so it's not dry heat in Texas.
It's more dry than Florida, but nah, it ain't like Arizona. That's like
Arizona's
another
different. That's the
level, bro.
desert. That's the
It's like you
desert.
breathe in through your nostrils and it burns. The air
Oh
so
Yeah.
God.
hot.
Oh
Yeah.
gosh. Yeah. No, sir.
If you're there during the summer, bro, that shit is, bro.
It's
I almost like passed out on a trail by myself because I didn't know I was sweating so much because
Yeah.
as you sweat, that shit evaporates. And dude, I almost fucking like I didn't die, but I almost like I started puking and shit. I was like, I gotta go.
My cardio's outside now, and I drink so much water because it's outside.
Yeah.
I'm drinking more. I am peeing like I've never peed in my life. Every like 20 minutes, pee. I'm like, fuck, I gotta bring this treadmill inside, or else I'm gonna piss myself to death.
Yeah. Diabetes
It's so
hydration.
funny, right?
Let me ask you guys too, like a little fun question too. I'll throw in there today, man, because it's a topic I've had with a couple of my boys. Robbie, I might have asked you this too, but
Let's hear it.
I'm super curious because mine, I'll tell you guys mine first, and then I'll let you guys go. But random question. If you're listening today too, you can put in the comments who your favorite person is. But who's your favorite villain? Favorite villain of all time? It can be like super dark. It can be like a Marvel. It can be freaking Doc or what's his name? Captain Hook from Tinkerbell or Peter Pan or
Bro,
whatever.
he was the superhero, don't you know?
Oh, was he? Was he
Bro,
really?
Captain Hook was trying to keep the kids at home, and Peter Pan was stealing them all away to go to Neverland, bro.
Oh, see, here we go, bro. I was thinking, I was like thinking in my head, I was like, nah, man, Captain Hook was a bad guy. But
But
no,
that's
so who's y'all's biggest villain? Mine, I'm a super nerd, but Anakin Skywalker for me is the
That's
biggest
solid.
villain,
That's
biggest villain
solid.
of all time. He literally, there was a scene in Star Wars, if you are a Star Wars fan and you know this scene, where he was talking to Princess Leia,
Yeah.
and he had just came back from the place where he found out that the people who killed his mom, the city, and he murdered everybody. This is right before he became Darth Vader and had that like switch. But he killed everybody in the city, the children, the women, everybody. And he came back and told his girl basically, like, I murdered I killed them all, the children. It's an epic
Oof.
scene if you haven't seen it. But and then he becomes Darth Vader. So I mean,
Yeah.
Anakin Skywalker for me, Anakin / Darth Vader, because they're one and the same.
Yeah.
That's my favorite villain of all time.
I already know who mine is.
What is it?
The Joker, bro.
Yeah, the Joker. That's a
Mentally
good one, too.
unwell, abused, and then he just finally snaps and starts taking on everybody.
There's a weird thing about the Joker though, because I always felt like it's like it's such a weird thing. He was like a hero for I can't explain it, man.
Yeah.
He's like, it's
Yeah.
almost like he's not a bad guy, you know,
He's an
like
anti-hero.
yeah, it's just weird. It's weird. Because he is a villain, but
Yeah.
and he's definitely up there for in my book too. So that's a great one.
Who's
But-
your favorite? Who's your favorite Joker?
Oh, dude, the one who passed away from
Heath Ledger, same. Yeah.
Heath Ledger, man. He was.
a
I don't
goat.
know
He was
any
so
of this.
good,
Like
dude.
what you
What?
guys I don't even I don't watch like I'm still trying to think of
He
my
was
favorite
the Dark
villain.
Knight. He was the Dark Knight Joker.
I
Yeah.
really haven't even
Bro,
watched
that's not even
any of
that's
that.
not an anime.
Oh my
That's a
gosh.
live action, my man.
Honestly, like the only like
That's a
shows like
classic.
that I watched were like Harry Potter or like whoever the villain is
Bro,
in that.
Bro, in the end of Harry
Voldemort.
Potter, Harry and
Voldemort,
Voldemort's
that's
like
a good-
dying. I felt
Voldemort,
bad
that would
for
be
him.
mine.
I feel bad for him when he's like disintegrating. I'm like, damn.
Well,
Like,
because they
Yeah.
built
gotta
up
go.
such a good, they built up such a history. What you've known him since,
Yeah.
just you've known him as long as you've known Harry Potter, you
Yeah.
know. So it was just
I
like
love
seeing him
Harry
go.
Potter. I could, you know
Bro, me
what?
and my girl
I
watch
should
that
start
every
watching
night
that.
before bed.
I should watch it on my cardio again. You know what? I just started watching because I was
Game
like,
of
fuck, now
Thrones?
that cardio's an hour and an hour at night. I watched today Southpaw. Do you remember Southpaw?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. The
that's a
boxing
great movie.
movie.
Bro, I'm like, I like my hormones are all over the place right now.
Did you
I
cry?
almost fucking cried. I'm like, I don't have the energy to cry right now. I can't be crying. I need to
Bro, you're
breathe.
gonna be dehydrated. You already are. Hold on to that shit.
I'm like,
every
I'm
tear,
crying on the
another vein comes
treadmill.
out.
It's so fucking good though, so far. I still have tomorrow to finish it.
So
Yeah.
who's your favorite villain though, man? Come on, Rob.
He said
That would have to be mine, Harry Potter one, Voldemort.
Voldemort. Okay, yeah,
Yeah, because
Voldemort's
that's
a
really the
really
only
good
one I've watched.
No, Voldemort's a really good one. Some people that I've asked go really dark with that villain. So I think that we had some 3 good ones.
Yeah.
I mean, even kind of Thanos, if you think about it.
That's another great one. I've heard that one. Somebody said the actor, if you've never seen this movie, Rob, you have to watch it. It's an old school movie, especially with all your cardio right now. No Country for Old Men. Have you guys heard of that movie? No Country for Old Men. It's on HBO Max. It's a classic.
No, I don't think so.
I'll put it in my notes now.
Bro, you have to watch that. It's a great movie. But there's a guy, forget his name. I've heard him a couple times for biggest villain. He's like the true meaning of like a real life villain. So if you don't like Harry Potter, Star Wars, like, you know, Marvel,
Yeah.
Batman, then he's like a real life scary, he's like a real life
good.
villain,
Yeah.
Okay, text me the name of that movie so I can keep it.
Yeah, I got you. It's No Country for Old Men, but I'll text
No
it to
Country
you
for Old Men. No Country. I'll try and remember it.
Yeah, I'll text it to you right now.
All
Great
right,
movie,
boys. I need the fucking shower. So really good podcast this week. I really enjoyed this topic.
Yeah.
I think we should find something viral going on next week. Because I think that's great. And then what else? Tuesdays are good. Yeah, I think we're pretty good. Oh, by the way, this you could stop.